guys, it's Kelly and today I've got a very exciting new product review for you. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on new content, and let's get started. So today I am partnering up with Picture Polish to show you guys their curable lacquer, which is called Picture Curable. This stuff is super exciting. It's different from anything I've tried before. It's not a gel and it's not a nail polish, so it kind of sits somewhere in between. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the product. I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to show you how to remove it too, just because that's a little bit different than the usual. And then I'm going to show you guys some different colors that are available in this type of product. So let's just go ahead and get started. So like I said, this product is different from anything I've tried before. It's not a gel, it's not a polish. It kind of sits somewhere in the middle. It's basically like a gel polish that applies easier. So it's definitely super awesome. I've tested it out and I got really impressive wear time with it. Basically what you have is these different nail polish colors that you cure with a lamp. And this lamp is a little bit different from the normal gel LED lamps. So this one specifically is for the Picture Curable product. So I'm gonna go over how to use this. By the way, this is called the spaceship lamp, which I mean, I feel like if I hadn't heard of this before, I would have bought it just for the name. So let me just go ahead and show you guys how the product works, and then we can talk a little bit more about it. So basically, you just start off with your clean natural nail, and you don't need to buff your nails. You don't need to file the nail plate down in any way, which is something that is normally recommended for using gels so that it adheres longer, but you actually don't need to do that for this product. So what you can do to prep your nails is make sure they are free of any oils, clean them off, and you can always push back your cuticles as well. So the system actually doesn't require any base coat either, which is also just wild for a product that lasts so long. So the next step is to just take the bottle of lacquer that you are interested in painting. You want to give it a nice gentle shake, and then you're going to take a thin layer and paint that onto your nails. So I did find that the formula of these also kind of sat in between being polish and being gel. It was really easy to work with because one thing I love about curable polishes like gels and this product is that you can take as much time as you want to actually make sure that the polish is perfect on your nails before you cure it under the lamp. You don't have to worry about working quickly before the polish dries. You can go over it as many times as you need to until you're absolutely satisfied with it. And then once you are happy with how the nail looks, you go ahead and cure it. So the cool thing about this lamp is it's actually automated. So as soon as you stick your hand in here, it will turn on, and then it automatically stays on for 2 minutes and then it shuts off. So you don't have to do any timing or anything. There are buttons on the back that you can press. So we've got 90 seconds, 60 seconds, 30 seconds, and 10 seconds. Honestly, I just love to just stick my hand in and just leave it in there until the light turns off, and then I know it's time to go in for the next step. So after you've cured your first layer, you want to go ahead and paint on a thin second layer. So the reason I'm saying thin layers is because you do want to work in thin layers that are easy to cure in the lamp, but it's super easy to work with this product. It doesn't feel as gummy as gel tends to feel. Like I said, it does have that gel-like consistency and that you don't have to worry about it drying, but it's also easier to apply. So another really cool thing about it. And then once you are done with that second layer, you just go ahead and cure it once more, and then you finish off with a coat of top coat. So there is a top coat that is part of the Curable Lacquer set, and you just apply that. It feels just like glossy top coat. It does have that gel-like finish and it has a beautiful shine, and then you go ahead and cure that for another 2 minutes and your manicure is done. So that's another cool thing with gels. You usually need to wipe the top layer of your manicure with rubbing alcohol or something to get that tackiness off, but this, once you're done, you're done, and it kind of feels like a hybrid between nail polish and gels. Like I really don't know that it feels like either. It kind of just feels like something in between, and then it lasts a super long time. I ended up wearing it for just over a week, and then because I'm a person who cannot wear the same nail polish color for that long, I ended up taking it off, but in that like 8 or so days, I didn't have any chips. So it was really impressive coverage. It definitely felt like a gel lasting time, but it didn't have the difficulty that I do tend to have with gels in terms of removal and in terms of just like difficulty in application. So now that I've gone over how to actually use the product, let's talk about removal, because I think that's another thing that makes this product a little bit different from gels. Even though these are curable polishes and they do last longer than regular nail polish, they actually aren't as difficult to remove as gels. So the recommended removal is to take your nails and soak soak them in pure acetone for 2 to 3 minutes, and then you can go ahead and wipe off the excess with an acetone soaked cotton ball. Although, to be honest with you guys, I did end up doing my usual method of removing nail polish. I have a video on that if you guys want to check it out, but basically I just hold the nail polish remover in a cotton ball against the nail for a few minutes and then I swipe down, and it ended up removing the same. You can do it either way and it does work, but yeah, so it's really up to you however you want to remove it. It's definitely significantly easier than removing gels, and you actually don't have to file off the top layer or any of that stuff. So yeah, now that we've talked about how to apply it and how to remove it, now let me show you some of the color options that are available from Picture Polish. I have 10 colors to go over with you guys today. We have some really impressive shades here. We've got some really beautiful multi-chrome scattered holo shades. We've got some creams, we've got some shimmers, really so many cool options. I feel like that the coolest thing about this is that an indie brand has made these. So basically we are talking about indie style polishes that are in curable lacquer form. So let me show you guys the colors and then we will talk a little bit more about availability and all that good stuff. So roll footage. So we'll start off with these really beautiful duochrome shimmery polishes. This first one is called Stellar, and it is a duochrome shimmery nail polish that shifts from blue to purple, and it also has a scattered holographic fleck running throughout. So this one, on the first coat, it was a tiny bit sheer, but once I threw on that second coat, it actually reached full opacity. It looks super dark and spacey and absolutely stunning, and I absolutely love the way these duochromes look. And the cool thing is my lights that I'm shining on this as I'm filming are at 2 different angles, so depending on the angle you can kind of see the color shift. So you can see on the left side of my nail it's like totally purpley, and then on the right side it's totally blue, which I think just really shows that color shift really well. So just an absolutely gorgeous, spacey, perfect kind of shade for me. And again, that little hollow sparkle just makes it even better. Next up we have the shade Aurora, which is another one of the duochrome shimmery shades, and when I was throwing on that first coat I was wondering if this was going to be like almost the same color, but it ended up being totally different. This one shifts from like a pinky purple into a teal / turquoisey kind of shade, and again this one does reach full opacity in 2 thin coats, and you can immediately see that absolutely stunning color shift that it takes from that blue into that like teal green shade. Just absolutely gorgeous. Again, this one does have that scattered holographic shimmer running throughout, so as that hits the light it gets even more sparkly and beautiful, and just another really spacey, cool color. Next up we have Flare, which is a really stunning multi-chrome shimmery polish, and this one absolutely blew me away. It kind of starts out in this darkened gold base, and then it shifts from that almost like yellow green gold into orange into this really sharp fuchsia pink shade, and oh my gosh, what another stunner. I love all of these colors. I've never seen anything like these in gel form. I feel like this is exclusively like a nail polish thing, so to see this in curable form for like longer lasting manicures is just so awesome. This was another one that was perfect opacity in 2 coats, and it also has that holographic sparkle. Next up we have the shade Holo, which as you can probably guess from the name is a holographic shimmer nail polish. So this one is just a ton of holographic scattered sparkle packed into a clear base that actually does reach full opacity. So I ended up going with 2 coats for this one, and I really love the way that it looks where you can see the color fully on the nails, but it's almost like a touch sheer, but you can always throw on a 3rd coat if you don't like that little tiny jelly-like feel to it. But this one is so pretty, it's so delicate and soft. In indirect light it looks like a beautiful silver, and then once you're out in the sunlight it has that rainbow hollow sparkle to it. Next up we have the shade Mermaid, and this was another completely unique, like beautiful polish that I've never seen in curable form. This one is a really beautiful blackened teal shade that has a pearlized finish, and it also features these really beautiful pinky coppery kind of flecks throughout. They're super subtle, but I feel like they really add such a beautiful, almost like, I want to say tropical. I feel like it always reminds me of like pirates and treasure and, well, mermaids. And I absolutely love shades like this. This one's so beautiful and perfect. It reaches full opacity in 2 coats, and I think it looks absolutely beautiful on the nails. Next up we have the shade Claret, which is a really beautiful ruby red jelly that has a scattered holographic sparkle running throughout, and this one does have a really beautiful pinky undertone to it. I feel like this is the perfect classic red nail polish color, but with like a little added extra touch to it by having that beautiful hollow sparkle. This one was actually almost a one coater for me, but of course I did end up throwing on a second coat so you could see it in all of its beautiful glory. So just another really beautiful shade, and I think this is a great one for people who aren't quite ready to go into the crazy colors just yet. So now moving on to the cream shades. This one is called Powder, and as you could guess, this one is a pure white cream nail polish. So I was actually not expecting this one to be as opaque as it ended up being. This one was another one that was like practically one coat on me. Of course, I did end up throwing on a second coat just so it could reach that full opacity, but I was just really impressed with the coverage and the formula on this white. I feel like it was so easy to apply, and it's not like too stark of a white that it looks like white out on the nails. It's almost like a softer white, if that makes sense. So just a really beautiful shade, good to have in your collection. Next up we have the shade Frenchie, and this is such a classic nail polish color. I totally love it. It's just a really soft, warm baby pink shade, and this one is another one that reaches full opacity in 2 coats, which I thought was pretty impressive considering how light the color is. But yeah, when I look at this color, I feel like this is just like the classic default shade to have on your nails for something that's like gel. So I'm really happy to see that there's like an easy DIY alternative to gels in this type of classic color, because I feel like, I don't know, it would almost be missing if it didn't have this shade in it. So a classic color, I really love it. It looks beautiful on the nails. Next up we have the shade Revamp, and this is a really beautiful maroon jelly. It almost has this like wine red feel to it. It's very vampy, very dark, very gorgeous, and it does have that very jelly-like quality, so you can see visible nail line through. I did end up doing 2 coats for full coverage on this one, but if you do want to cover up that nail line, you might need to go in with a third. The more coats that you go in with jelly shades, the darker they are going to be, so you can always kind of personalize how dark and how vampy you want this shade to be specifically, but I thought it looked pretty good at 2 coats. I really enjoyed having this one on my nails, and I feel like it's making me a little excited for fall, but I know I'm not ready to talk about that yet. And finally we have the shade Raven for those of you guys who want a classic black manicure but you don't want it to be chipping after a couple of days. That is what this beauty is for. So when I threw on that first coat, it was a tiny bit sheer, but it did manage to get perfect full black opacity in that second coat, which I thought was really nice. The color is so glossy and smooth. Again, these are all super easy to work with. As you can see, they're really applying like polish. They're not difficult to work with or like a little thicker slash gummier like gels tend to be, and you know, it's just very beginner friendly to use these. So yeah, those are the colors. Like I said, I love the color range and availability. There's even more than I showed you guys. So I'm gonna put a link in the description to the Picture Polish shop where you can pick up all of the Picture Curable shades. They do have swatches on their website as well, so you can check that out. But yeah, overall, I am really enjoying this system. I feel like this is a great option for people who love nail polish but doesn't feel like it lasts long enough, but who are also a little shy about using gels because of the difficulty of removal and the worry about it being damaging to your nails. It's just a very easy, workable product, and it's a great DIY option for those of you who want super long-lasting manicures. So I'm gonna have a few different resources in the description for you guys so you can check out a little bit more about the process, see some of the Picture Polish videos on how they do everything. So I'm gonna link that all in the description for you guys so you can check that out. But yeah, I would love to hear from you. Have you tried the Picture Curable system? What are your thoughts on it? Are you planning on picking this up? Let me know in the comments. You know I love to hear from you guys. If you enjoy my swatch and review videos and you want to see more, please give this one a thumbs up. It lets me know I'm doing a good job. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I put out new videos every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. That is it. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! So, fun fact, I am not in school, but when I was in school, my absolute favorite subject was English. I love everything about those types of subjects in school. Like when I was in high school, reading books and kind of like assessing them critically, I thought was super fun. And then when I was in college, I took a few creative writing classes, and that was my favorite thing in the world. And actually, bonus fun fact, I think I've said this before, but outside of school, I have also taken another creative writing class because I love doing that so much, and I would like to do it again someday soon because it's something that I really love doing. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys later. Bye.